War, at its best, is horrible. And this war of ours seems to have touched every home, so much so that we can say that the heavens are draped in black from mourning. I'm constantly asked, how much longer must this war continue? I can't venture a guess. The war, in magnitude and duration, has exceeded what either side expected at the onset. We all declare for liberty, but in using that word, we don't all mean the same thing. The world has never had a good definition of liberty, and we, the American people, are much in want of one right now. What constitutes our liberty and our independence? Is it our frowning battlements or our bristling seacoast? No, these are not our reliance against tyranny. Our reliance is in the spirit of liberty that God has planted in the bosoms of each of us. Our defense is the preservation of that spirit that prizes liberty as the heritage of all men in all lands everywhere. Destroy that spirit, and you plant the seeds of despotism at your very doorstep. Now, do I expect that there should be some Bonaparte cross the Atlantic, put a mark on the Blue Ridge, or dip his cup in the Ohio? Never, not in a trial of 1,000 years, for we live as a nation of free men. We must be the author and the finisher of our destiny. If destruction be our lot, it shall be that we have allowed insurrection to rise up among us. We shall have committed suicide. Then how do you protect against it? I say, let each one of us, as the patriots of '76 did to the Declaration of Independence, swear to uphold the Constitution with our life, our liberty, and our sacred honor. Let every American mother whisper to the prattling babe upon her lap a reverence for the Constitution. Let it be printed in the primers and spelling books and almanacs, taught in the colleges, universities, and seminaries, preached from the pulpits, declared in our legislative halls, and assured in every decision in our courts of justice. In short, let it become the political religion of this land. And let each of us, whether young or old, healthy or lame, rich or poor, regardless of race, color, creed, or condition, sacrifice unceasingly upon its altars. In short, let it become the political religion of this land. And let each one of us pay those sacrifices. And let each of us strive to deserve, as far as mortals may, the continued care of divine providence, trusting that in future national emergencies, He will provide the instruments of safety and security. Neither let us be frightened by false accusations or threats of destruction to our government, nor of dungeons to ourselves, but let us have faith that right makes might, and in that faith dare to the end to do our duty as we understand it. Now I see among us those who have endured the scourge of battle. To you I offer my thanks and the thanks of this great nation for the services that you have performed in defense of this union. But more importantly, I must impress upon you as you either return to your homes and your friends and relatives or to the fields of battle, the need for success in the conflicts in which we find ourselves engaged. For it's not for today or tomorrow, but it's for all time to come. You see, I temporarily occupy the White House, but it's so that you and your children and your children's children can aspire to come here, even as my father's child has. It's so that you can use your intellect and your entrepreneurship and follow your dreams to reality. The sacrifices are great. The costs are high. But my friends, it's worth that investment to preserve this inestimable jewel. And to those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice on the fields of battle, to them we should erect bronze, marble, and granite monuments and statues. But more importantly, they live on forever in the hearts and lives of all of us who love liberty equally for ourselves and for all mankind. Yes, we endured great hardship at Gettysburg, and we lost a great number of men, and we established a national soldiers' cemetery there. And in the words that I spoke there, looking to the past, looking at the present, and with hope in the future, I said, 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, a war testing whether that nation, or any nation so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. We are met on a battlefield of that war. We have gathered here to dedicate a portion of that field as the final resting place for those who here gave their lives that this nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note, nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is rather for us, the living, to be here dedicated to the great work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It's rather for us to be dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, but that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from the earth. Thank you.
Company. Load. Shoulder, arm. About. Face. Fire by company. Company ready. Extreme elevation. Aim. Fire. 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 Shoulder. Arm. About. Face. Present. Arm. Shoulder. Arm. Order. Arms. Second company. Shoulder. Arm. Without doubling. Right. Face.